Hey everybody, it's April Stallworth of Strong Women, Strong Lives, and I am so excited to share with you how to level up.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, 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 level up.
So what is leveling up? It's a verb that means to progress upwards. It's moving up and out. It's getting unstuck and boosting your career. So first and foremost, I want to give you a little bit of insight into how my own personal career progressed. So as I mentioned, I started out as an administrative support professional and was very happy doing that work for many, many years because I had the opportunity to work for different executives in different environments, and I always had the opportunity to grow my skills. I went and pursued higher education throughout my career, and I also had the opportunity to learn from different executives in a variety of different fields, and so that always kept my interest and made it so that there was always something new to learn. And I've been very fortunate in my career over the last 30 years where I've worked for individuals that have allowed me to gain access to not only all that they were working on, but they exposed me to other areas of the companies in which I was working or serving, and they always positioned me, as well as I positioned myself to continue to grow in various leadership capacities. And all of that allowed me to gain access to the job that I'm actually in today, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. So I took it upon myself to create a program that ended up being actually a national award-winning program called HEART. HEART stands for Helping Empower Administrative Support Professionals through Resources and Training. That was the program I developed when working for a school district. Like I said, the program was about networking, it's about communications, it's about sharing resources, and it's about recognizing the administrative support professionals that work in the various organizations and corporations. And so winning that award and connecting with other administrative support professionals so that I could help them leverage the work that they were doing and teach them how to start administrative support professionals in their own organizations launched me into entrepreneurship in addition to working as a full-time administrative support professional. And so over the last almost 10 years, I've had the opportunity to speak before many administrative support professionals, to travel both domestically and internationally, and to connect with so many colleagues, of which I found many of the things that we celebrate, many of the things that we're challenged by are actually the same, no matter which industry you really come across. And I found such a collegial bond with fellow administrative support professionals that I was able to create more training and more opportunities to help educate, empower, and encourage other administrative support professionals. And that led to me having actually 2 LinkedIn learning courses that I have on their network that are available for administrative support professionals. So the whole career of being an administrative support professional who had an idea of connecting administrative support professionals then led me to entrepreneurship and to the formation of Strong Women, Strong Lives, which is a speaking, teaching, coaching, and consulting company for administrative support professionals. then the work that I have done as an administrative support professional, coupled with all of my entrepreneurship experience, positioned me for the role that I'm currently in, which is serving as an executive director of communications and partnerships for a large high school district outside of Chicago. So as I worked in the various roles, the skills that I was gaining, the relationships that I was exposed to, the opportunities that have presented themselves, all set me up for the job that I find myself in now, which is still in addition to my entrepreneurship. So now I remain an entrepreneur, but I'm no longer an administrative support professional, although I get to teach and coach and train administrative support professionals. I'm now serving in a management capacity. So how did I do that? That's what we're going to take a look at right now. So one of the first things when I really sat down and started to think about how did all of this happen and how did I get before you today, was I had to make a strong decision and a firm commitment that I would be, first and foremost, a goal setter. That we make a habit of creating goals for ourselves on a regular basis, reviewing them, adjusting them, and then continuing to set even more and greater level goals throughout our lives. So first and foremost, I make annual goals every year. No excuses. And throughout the year, I review them and adjust them and make sure that I'm on target to fulfill my goals by the end of the year. Is that something you normally do on a regular basis? Is that a non-negotiable for you? Well, it should be. It's so important. And it's important to have accountability partners when you set your goals. Those are the people in your life who will give you honest and open feedback and will help you stay true to the goals that you've set. So the first point is be a goal setter. Next, you have to be a relationship expert. I know the importance of relationships. I don't burn bridges with professional colleagues. Now, do I always get along with everybody? Of course, nobody does. There are some people that maybe just our personalities don't match. But that doesn't matter in our business and in our professional career. We still need to be able to work with everybody collegially and friendly and respectfully, because you just never know who in business, who in entrepreneurship, who in whatever different environment you're going to find yourself in, that you may have to cross paths with. But that's my second point. Be a relationship expert in order to keep leveling up. Next, I want to talk about leading with purpose. You know, I believe that everyone can lead. I do. You may disagree with me. But the reason I believe that is because leadership is merely influence. And we all have influence in different places. And so my question is, are you leading with purpose wherever you are called to lead? Do you know what you're doing and where you are going? That's so important. What are your intentions wherever you are called to lead? So be sure, whatever area of influence you find yourself in, that you are there with a purpose. Okay? So, leading with purpose. Next, I want to talk about being the ultimate communicator. We need to be consistently working on our communication skills. Ask yourself, how can I communicate more effectively? Is what I'm saying coming across the way that I want it to come across? I know I have a certain intention, but the way I communicate it, what's the impact? So it's intention you have, but what's your impact? That's something to be examining. So that's our next point. Be the ultimate communicator. You've got to be a lifelong learner. I didn't say everybody had to go to college, although college is great. I've been to college. I've got a master's degree. You do have to thirst for knowledge. Do you have a personal and professional development plan? Are you a reader? Do you read? Are you taking classes, either formally or informally? Are you listening to podcasts or webinars? You need to be creating a plan for how you're going to continue to professionally and personally develop. So make sure you are a lifelong learner. It keeps you in your prime. It keeps you ahead of the competition. It keeps you in the know. It keeps you knowledgeable. And it will position you for greater levels of success the more that you do know. So that's our next point. Be a lifelong learner. How do you manage change? Tell the truth. Are you one of those people who loves change? Or do you get a little uncomfortable with change? And I understand if you do. I'm a pretty routine person, yet I'm a high risk person. I like to try new things depending on what my goals are for that season. But I do like my routine in certain aspects of my life. However, if you're not a person who embraces change or who's willing to navigate successfully through change, you won't be considered for certain positions, because the people that push back against change, that you have a hard time leading and moving forward during those uncertain times, they're the one nobody wants on their team, because it takes too long to get them in the flow when we've got to move quickly oftentimes. So that's my next point. Be a change manager. Oh, good old fear. We've all had to deal with it, but you can't let fear win. There's an acronym for fear that I have learned about many years ago that I think is just so good. So fear, F-E-A-R, stands for false evidence appearing real. That's what fear really is. And what am I really afraid of? What's the worst that could happen with whatever situation you're dealing with? And I know we all deal with a variety of situations, both personally and professionally. So I don't mean to diminish any of them. I know some people are dealing with some heavy stuff. But instead of thinking of the worst thing that can happen, I try to push myself into thinking, what's the best outcome that could possibly happen? And some things you're just going to have to do them afraid. Do it anyhow. Because I think one of the biggest killers of fear is action. So, not letting fear win is one of the things you can do to level up. Executive presence. Do you have executive presence? Do you know what that is? Executive presence for me is the ability to project confidence, composure, and engage others. It's that charisma. It's that cha-cha-cha, I call it. That's your executive presence. It's a grace when you're under fire. Can you flow in and out of rooms with all levels of the organization and still keep your confidence high and still keep your composure regardless of who you're around? Or do you get intimidated easily by certain types of people? Can you draw others to you? All those things enveloped in you and developed in you will give you the executive presence that you need in order to level up, in order to get more areas of responsibility, in order to move out, move up. You've got to have executive presence. Maybe you call it something else, but it's all the same. Next, I want to talk about your self-care. I know you don't have time. None of us has time for ourselves. And oftentimes I find, and I coach a lot of women in the area of self-care. What I find a lot of time is that often people think self-care is selfish, when actually it's really selfless. Because the more you pour into yourself, the more you have to expend to others. But if you're on empty, you have nothing to give to anyone else. And so that will affect how you are perceived in your work environments. If you're always run down, you're not the person for higher levels of responsibility. You're just not. Because you won't have what you need in order to take on higher levels of responsibility. Take your vacation days. Take days off. I know you don't think the office can survive without you, but they can. Take your days. And not only do good self-care, but model it for your colleagues, model it for your children, model it for your partner. Model good self-care so that the people around you will also want to do the same. So that point is, you've got to be committed to good self-care. It's critical in order to level up. Emotional intelligence. I love studying about emotional intelligence. Are you aware of your emotions and the impact that has on your behavior, as well as the emotions of others? So it's about being self-aware and also being socially aware of what's going on, not only with you, but with the people around you. So that will require you to be a listener, to be an observer, your timing. Sometimes it's not always the right timing. I know that's very important. When I served as an administrative support professional, when I took time to speak with my executive, sometimes it wasn't a good time to ask certain questions. And you got to know that by that person's emotions and the things that they were dealing with throughout their day and certain meetings and issues. All of that flows back into being an emotionally intelligent person. And I know me being a person who is fully in tune with emotional intelligence has helped me to succeed in the different roles that I've been able to take on. So, emotional intelligence is key to leveling up. Loyal confidant. Now that is critical as an administrative support professional with the executive or team that you support. People want to know not only that you're loyal, but that you can be trusted. Are you a good listener? A loyal confidant is a good listener. Let your word be your bond. Say what you mean what you say. This is how people learn to trust you and feel comfortable sharing with you. That you remain calm in positions of high stress and chaos. And that you hold off on any judgment per se of people. So, loyal confidant. So important. One of my last tips before I begin to give you some final information is you have to be unapologetically you. So important. I show up in every space as myself. And I want the same for you. Whether the space has been intentionally created to be safe or not. When I come in, I make it a brave space. And I hope that my showing up unapologetically as myself, and I can only do that because I know who I am, I hope that signals to other people to do the same thing. And here's the thing. Someone is waiting for you to show up. You have something unique that you bring to every environment that you come into. But if you don't show up, it won't come. So there's no one like you. There's no one like me. And if we don't show up, something's not going to get done. Because only we can do certain things. Only we can say certain things. Only we can bring a certain energy and flair to something that's uniquely us. And so, unapologetically you in every environment that you show up in. That's what I wish for myself, and that's what I wish for you. And then last but not least, my LinkedIn training courses. Check them out. I have one out there called Administrative Professional Tips. And then I also have a course with job interview tips for administrative assistants. So I hope this was all helpful for you as you create your own level up, moving up and out, getting unstuck, boosting your career plan, whatever that looks like for you. I hope these different areas and these different practices that I've put in place for my own life will be helpful to you as you're moving along in your journey. I thank you so much for this time to come before you. I wish you all the best. And